It's great to be here at Rogers Arena with Team Canada competitors from the most recent Invictus Games. This is a place where we come to see teams show us their strength and determination and cheer them on. Quand on regarde les gens compétitionner et donner tout ce qu'ils ont, ça nous donne tous l'envie d'être meilleurs et d'aller plus loin. Donc les militaires courageux qui participent aux Jeux Invictus nous inspirent tous. Ils représentent le meilleur de nous. This will be the second time Canada has been chosen as the host for the Games. But for the first time ever, and classically Canadian, these games will include winter sports. To support this uniquely Canadian event, our government is providing $15 million so we can celebrate and witness incredible competitors from all around the world. Though we all know that when it comes to winter sports, our Canadian competitors will show them how it's done. But just to make sure of that, we're also providing $1 million to Soldier On so they can help train and equip Team Canada. Soldier On is a program of the Canadian Armed Forces that helps support recovery for ill and injured CAF members and veterans, and they know that sports can and should be a huge part of that recovery. Un peu plus tôt, on a regardé les athlètes d'Équipe Canada jouer au curling en fauteuil roulant, l'un des sports d'hiver qu'on va voir aux Jeux en 2025. L'équipe était très habile et on pouvait sentir leur énergie et leur force. On a tout bien hâte de les voir compétitionner. Particularly because a little earlier I had the chance to speak with competitors about their service, about the challenges they face, and about the profound impacts sports have had on their recovery. I think it's easy to underestimate or almost shrug off the impact that Invictus and sport can have on injured CAF members on their path to recovery. When you think about it, those who choose to step up and serve their country do it with everything they are and everything they have, and it comes rightly to define them. They give the very best of themselves to serve their country, and they get used to it, and they know that they are there to give their very best in service of the country. And then an injury comes along, and suddenly they don't feel like they can give their best to their country anymore. They don't feel that they're doing as much as they could before. And of course, injury or no, they have so much to continue serving the country, but so much of it is mindset. And the conversation we had earlier, we talked about the challenge, we talked about the competitive spirit, the drive for excellence, but also about the grieving process of learning to understand that you aren't the person you were before you got injured. But that doesn't mean you can't be a world-class competitor. You can't have every bit of that drive and that push and that quest to give all you are to your teammates, to your service, to your country. That's what Invictus allows not just competitors, but their comrades, their families, and all of us to live, to experience, to celebrate. I'm talking with Mike, a retired infantry captain who injured his spinal cord in duty and service to his country, and how much sport and competition allowed him to continue to push himself to be the very best. How Marcy Lynn, who competes to show the world that her PTSD doesn't define her. Like all of us, every day has its challenges. But Invictus and the work everyone here is doing in support of them highlights that every day also has its victories and has its success. Mike, Marcy-Lynn, Pat, avec ton histoire inspirante, merci pour votre service. Merci de toujours nous montrer ce que c'est l'excellence au service du pays, au service de l'autre. You show us just how strong this human spirit is. You dedicated your lives to fighting for others. You put it all on the line to defend our freedom and our democracy. We are always grateful. We're even more grateful that we also get the chance to cheer you on as proud members of Team Canada. Before I end today, I want to take a moment to recognize all the work that the True Patriot Love Foundation did to pull together Canada's successful Invictus bid for 2025. Thank you to True Patriot Love for all you do to support Canadian Armed Forces members and veterans and their families. I know all families, all Canadians are looking forward to welcoming the courageous, indomitable servicemen and women to the 2025 Games, and together we'll celebrate the power of sport, the power of recovery, and mostly the power of the human spirit. Merci tout le monde. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here on the traditional territory of the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. It's great to see so many people here at BC Place and Rogers Arena, and I want to thank the Aquilini family. I was thinking of another event that may happen a year after this one, but I want to thank the Aquilini family for allowing us to come in here today and also providing this as the venue for the closing ceremonies at the coming Invictus Games in 2025 in Vancouver, Whistler. It is truly exciting for Minister Mark and myself to be here today. We have been working with the Invictus organization to try and get the Games landed here in British Columbia going back to 2017, 2018. Of course, COVID got in the way, and rather than following The Hague and Dusseldorf, we got pushed further away. But I think that delay has been the best possible news for British Columbia, the best possible news for Invictus, because we will have, as the Prime Minister said, in a quintessentially Canadian way, the first hybrid and the first winter games, including sliding events, skiing events at Whistler. A world-class event is going to be taking place here, and I'm very excited to announce that the province of British Columbia will match the federal contribution of $15 million to ensure that the event comes off without a hitch, and will continue to support athletes as they prepare to participate in 2025. There you go. I want to just comment on Chief Sparrow's introduction, getting us started in a good way and reminding us all of the challenges that the 2010 Games faced over a decade of preparations and the uncertainty that the public had about inviting the world to British Columbia. But what a grand event that was, and what a great unifying event that was, and particularly for the three nations, for Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh, to take full participation within their territories, inviting the world to come to British Columbia. And again, if things roll out, inviting them again in a few more years down the road. But it is that true sense of participation that gets us all involved. I grew up playing a lot of sports, and I had a real opportunity with the Prime Minister to talk to participants at The Hague and to hear not just about the power of sport, but the power of assisting each other. And I look at our armed forces personnel who are here today, who, as the Prime Minister says, get up every morning in defense of the democracy that we cherish, in defense of the freedoms that we hold so dear. And to have an injury, sometimes visible, sometimes invisible, in the discharge of that responsibility can be daunting for an individual, daunting for a family. But it's groups like True Patriot Love, groups like the Invictus organization, and groups like the Canadian military who come together to help those in need. And this Games will be, as the Prime Minister says, a true insight into the human condition, the human spirit, indomitable to the end. To talk to the participants as we did before the game, to have some laughs about being voted the most bizarre volleyball team by all of the other participants. They're going to get some T-shirts made up. They might They might be going on, I guess it would be Kids in the Hall now, now that it's back on the air, to do a little bit of comedy. But it was the participation, the smiles that just talking about participation evoked that gives us a real sense of the power of sport. It's not just about the winning, it's not just about the participating, it's about the support that all of us give to each other each and every day that's represented by this initiative. And the families, of course, who have to work with a loved one who's struggling with an impairment, whatever it may be, visible or invisible, that benefit from knowing that the community has your back. The community is there with you, and the community will collectively celebrate the indomitable spirit of the human condition in 2025 in Vancouver, Whistler. It's going to be great. I can't wait to get going. We'll see you then.